Mayor? Two.
Oh, I'm glad you printed this out. How are you?
Recording in progress.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, January 3rd, 2022, and I'd like to call the organizational meeting of the Fitchburg City Council to order. Please be advised that FATV is conducting audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast. If there is anyone else in the audience who is recording this meeting, please identify yourself for the record by stating your name and address. Okay, seeing none, Councilor Zarella, would you lead us to the salute and the flag?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I will first take attendance. Councilor Boschman.
Present.
Councilor Kuchar.
Here.
Councilor Cragen.
Here.
Councilor Cruz.
Here.
Councilor Di Natale.
Here.
Councilor Fleming.
Here.
Councilor Green.
Here.
Councilor Schultz.
Here.
Councilor Squalia.
Present.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Here.
And Councilor Zarella.
Here.
Okay. We have before us a warrant for the organizational meeting. The organizational meeting of the 2022 City Council will be held on Monday, January 3rd, 2022, at 10 a.m. in the Legislative Building, 700 Main Street, Fitchburg, Mass. The meeting has been called for the following purposes: administration of oaths of office to the newly elected officials, which include the mayor, city council, and the school committee; election of the council president for the year 2022; election of the council vice president for the year 2022; and two orders, one adopting the rules of the City Council for the year 2022, and setting dates of the regular meeting of the City Council for the year 2022. Okay, first on the agenda is the administration of oaths of office. So if I could have the mayor come forward. Repeat after me. I do solemnly promise and swear
I do solemnly promise and swear
that I will faithfully and impartially,
that I will faithfully and impartially,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
perform and discharge
perform and discharge
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as mayor for the city of Fitchburg.
as mayor of the city of Fitchburg.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Okay, next will be the school committee members. I have those going around. Peter Stevens, come join me.
Just here?
Yeah, come on over here. I'll have you both do it together. And again, if I can have you raise your right hand to take note and just repeat after me. I do solemnly promise and swear
I solemnly promise and swear
that I will faithfully and impartially,
that I will faithfully and impartially,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
perform and discharge
perform and discharge
all the duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as school committee member for the city of Fitchburg.
as school committee member of the city of Fitchburg.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. I know. I'll do it later. All right. Swear in after. Yes.
Pete, I expect good things to happen this year. You're welcome.
Okay, I'm not going to have all your counselors come out here, so if you just want to stand where you are. Again, if I could have everyone just raise their right hand, just take it out, and just repeat after me. I do solemnly promise and swear
I do solemnly promise and swear
that I will faithfully and impartially,
that I will faithfully and impartially,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
perform and discharge
perform and discharge
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as City Councilor for the City of Fitchburg.
as City Councilor for the City of Fitchburg.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
It was the first year. See this one?
Okay, next on the agenda is the election of the council president for the year 2022. I declare the nominations open.
Move to nominate Anthony Zarella.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and second for Anthony Zarella. Do we have any other motions?
Move nominations be closed.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, the nominations are closed. I will now I will conduct a roll call vote to close nominations. Councilor Boschman.
Yes.
Councilor Kuchar.
Yes.
Councilor Cragen.
Yes.
Councilor Cruz.
Yes.
Councilor Gianatali.
Yes.
Councilor Fleming.
Yes.
Councilor Green.
Yes.
Councilor Schultz.
Yes.
Councilor Squalia.
Aye.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Yes.
Councilor Zarella.
Yes.
Nominations are closed. I will now conduct a roll call vote for council president. The individuals nominated are Anthony Zarella. When I call your name, please state the councilor for whom you are voting. Councilor Boschman.
Definitely.
Councilor Kuchar.
Yes.
Councilor Cragen.
Anthony Zarella.
Councilor Cruz.
Anthony Zarella.
Councilor Gianatali.
Zarella.
Councilor Fleming.
Zarella.
Councilor Green.
Zarella.
Councilor Schultz.
Anthony Zarella.
Councilor Squalia.
Councilor Zarella.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Councilor Zarella.
And Councilor Zarella.
I'll take it.
By unanimous vote, Councilor Zarella has been elected president for the year 2022.
I'd like to thank all my colleagues for their continued confidence in me, and I look forward to an excellent term. Next item on the agenda will be the election of the council vice president for the year 2022.
Move to nominate Councilor Van Hazinga.
Second.
All right, nominations are open, and I have a nomination and second for Councilor Van Hazinga.
Move nominations be closed.
Second.
I have a motion and second to close nominations. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilor Boschman.
Andy, yes.
This is just to close nominations?
Yes.
Okay. Councilor Kuchar?
Yes.
Councilor Cragen?
Yes.
Councilor Cruz?
Yes.
Councilor Gianatali?
Yes.
Councilor Fleming?
Yes.
Councilor Green?
Yes.
Councilor Schultz?
Yes.
Councilor Squalia?
Aye.
Councilor Van Hazinga?
Yes.
Councilor Zarella?
Yes. The vote being unanimous, I declare nominations closed. Madam Clerk, would you please conduct a roll call vote for Vice President?
Certainly. Okay, just state the name of the counselor you were nominating. Councilor Boschman.
Yes, I vote for Andy.
Okay, Councilor Kuchar.
Van Hazinga.
Councilor Cragen.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Councilor Cruz.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Councilor Gianatali.
Van Hazinga.
Councilor Fleming.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Councilor Green.
Van Hazinga.
Councilor Schultz.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Councilor Squalia.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Van Hazinga.
Counselor Zarella.
Counselor Van Hazinga.
That is unanimous. Counselor Van Hazinga has been elected Vice President for 2022.
If you'd like, you can come up to the middle here, though you're certainly welcome to stay if you'd prefer.
We'll have to get used to it sometime.
He's moving closer to me.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Looking forward to it. Next on the agenda, we have Order 122, adopting the rules of the City Council for the year 2022. And we do have at this time one proposed amendment by Councilor Schultz. Rule 3.20, formerly Rule 3.21, approved unanimously by Legislative Affairs on October 12th. A member shall not in a single speech repeat or reiterate points other than in passing or in brief summation, nor shall subsequent speech on the same matter or a related matter make more than a passing reference to points already made on a previous occasion during the same meeting. Councilor Schultz, if you would like to speak to your amendment.
Yes, thank you, Councilor Zarella. I think it's a reasonable rule that was approved by the Legislative Affairs Committee unanimously back on October 12th of last year. I think when it came before the full council, it got kind of lost because there was another rule that no one liked. But I think this one is one that most of us are guilty of doing, including myself, of repeating yourself occasionally. So I think it's something that would be valuable to the council, and I think to the viewing public that has to watch the proceedings. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Any comments from councilors? Councilor Brochman.
The counselor to my right has a hand up first. Counselor Squaria.
Councilor, go right ahead then, Councilor Squalia.
Thank you. I feel like this is something that's best determined by the chair. That's why we elect a president of the council to make these determinations. And I'm afraid that a rule like this will be unfairly utilized to silence certain councilors. I feel like we are elected here to discuss issues, and sometimes it's important, depending on the situation and the subject, to reiterate points. Thank you.
Councilor Brochman.
I would have to say the same. I'm not going to vote for this rule change. I think we're trying to stifle the democracy in the city of Fitchburg. I get elected to represent the people of Fitchburg, and sometime, and I repeat sometime, I repeat myself, but I'm trying to make a point clear that if I'm not in favor of something, I want to make it very clear that I'm in favor, and I'm not in favor of this rule. Thank you.
Councilor Giannatalli.
While I agree with Councilor Schultz that repetition doesn't move the needle, doesn't move us forward to a resolution. Sometimes the reason we repeat ourselves, you have to put it in its proper context why there is a repetitive point being made. There could be another colleague of ours after we first speak that makes a comment of what we said, and then we want to counter that with a refutation by reinforcing a point or clarifying a point. If it is a verbatim statement exactly like the first one, then yeah, I would agree. Well, I'm not going to sit here and listen to someone talk for another 10 minutes, but that's my own personal opinion. Even if the president, through his discretion, does not deem it to be worthy of issuing a point of order or interrupting, worst case scenario, we have 2 chances to utilize our speaking time. And while some counselors may not like having to listen to some of us talk twice and reiterate some of the same points, I don't really have any sympathy for them. This is why you're here. Our meetings have never gone beyond 2 hours other than a handful of times. So I believe that the discretion of the chair is what this should be left at, and I really hope the chair uses it very loosely, because context is everything when it comes to repeating a point. So I'm not in favor of this. I think it should be a case-by-case basis, and I think that what this would do is it would blanket that repeating a point is not allowed, but there needs to be context behind why a point's being repeated. Thank you.
I have Counselor Fleming.
I agree with Councilor Di Natale. I'm one of those councilors who don't speak often, and if I have to repeat myself twice, I think where I don't speak as often as other councilors, I should be heard, even if I'm repeating myself. I have no problem listening to the other councilors, and I'm not in favor of this.
Counselor Van Hazinga.
I'm in favor of this rule. I think these are good ideals for councilors to adhere to when we're presenting our points and making our arguments. Our words have a lot more meaning and impact if we are concise and we get to the point and we make our points clearly. And I think sometimes there is a tendency to, on all our parts, to ramble on a bit or to not be sure what to speak on and repeat ourselves. But I think it is a good ideal for us to try to be concise, try to be to the point, and try to make our points clearly and strongly, and I think it'll be better. And I will point out there's a wide latitude of interpretation for this rule, that there isn't a button that magically gets pressed to silence everybody's microphone if you repeat something twice. There's some latitude on the chair's part to properly enforce this and to keep the conversation moving rather than stagnating. And I do support this rule.
Counselor Schultz.
Yeah, I just want to respond to what one of the councilors said, that actually this rule was worked on with the chair of this committee, Council President Zarella. We worked together on this rule, and he favors it, I think, still. So I just wanted to respond that he's in favor of it, and he thinks it would be a good idea to move things along in that direction. Thank you.
So briefly to that point, I'd just like to note, I did work on this rule, and I do personally like it. Ultimately, I'm fine with whatever the council decides. The intent of this rule was not so much to supersede the discretion of the chair or president, but rather to give guidance both to any chair and to the members of what the contours of that discretion would be exercised within. But either way, if the council approves it, great. If the council disapproves it, I feel that I can run the meetings successfully regardless. So that said, I have Councilor Di Natale.
Well, I'm all set.
All right. Councilor Cragan.
Thank you. I am in favor of this. It does reiterate points that Robert's Rules of Order makes very clearly. It speaks specifically to the action of repetition. New information being brought forward is within the scope of Robert's Rules of Order, but Robert's Rules of Order does not approve repetition of ideas previously stated.
Thank you.
That's it.
And Councilor Di Natale.
If this rule is adopted, this is going to be abused. It's going to be abused. Maybe not by the current president, but the current president is a president for 1 year. You get a different president in office, they could really enforce this, they may not enforce it, and it was already said earlier that there's already discretion for the chair anyway. So I find this to be a redundant rule change. I think this is being done, and I know some of my colleagues have said that everyone's like this, but in my opinion, this is also being driven and targeted at certain councilors. And I know everyone's not going to agree with that, but in my opinion, some of us are thinking that. Because clearly there's some of us who talk a lot more than others and reiterate points more than others. I have never woken up and said, this needs to happen in order for our meetings to run more efficiently. Ever, in my 16 years doing this. I don't see this as necessary. I see this as only rife for abuse, maybe not by President Zarella, but the next person that succeeds him. So what he may think is not repetitive, someone will. And then we have a lot of inconsistencies. I just don't see the necessity here. If someone, it should remain the discretion of the chair in the context of why they're making those points. And that's where it should end. We should not need to codify it as a rule. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Councillor Squalia really briefly before I forget, though, in light of Councillor Cragen's comment reminding me, the one thing I did not take care of immediately following the election is under Rule 1.3. I am designating Councillor Cragen as my parliamentarian for this year in view of her extensive knowledge of Robert's rules.
I will accept that informal designation and appreciate the show of confidence, and I promise to be temperate in all things, and thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Squalia.
Thank you. I just wanted to add that while theoretically this rule would work out very well, not reiterate points, we do not elect professional speakers to our city council necessarily. We are an elected body of the public, and sometimes individual councilors need to express things in different ways. Sometimes we weren't able to properly get out our points. I don't know. But regardless, I feel like, as Councilor Di Natale noted, we have 2 bites at the apple, and it is our job to listen to each other. And so that's it. Thank you.
Any further comments? All right, do I have a motion on the amendment?
Make a motion to approve the amendment of Rule 3.20.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll? This is a 2/3 vote.
Okay, President Zarella,
Yes.
Councilor Boschman,
Absolutely no.
Councilor Kuchar,
No.
Councilor Di Natale,
No.
Councilor Fleming,
No.
Councilor Green,
Yes.
Councilor Hughes.
Councilor Cruz?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have my old sheet in front of me. I apologize. All right, we'll go down the list. Councilor Schultz,
Yes.
Councilor Squalia,
Nay.
Councilor Van Hazinga,
Yes.
Councilor Walsh. Oh, there we go again. Cragen
Yes.
and Councilor Cruz.
Yes.
6 does not pass.
All right. Now we have the full rules as existing as of October 19th, 2021.
Move to adopt the council rules.
Second.
I have a motion and second to adopt the council rules for the year 2022. Speaking on the motion, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Okay, President Zarella,
Yes.
Councilor Boschman,
Yes.
Councilor Kuchar,
Yes.
Councilor Cragen,
Yes.
Councilor Cruz,
Yes.
Councilor Fleming,
Yes.
Councilor Di Natale,
Yes.
Councilor Green,
Yes.
Councilor Schultz,
Yes.
Councilor Squalia,
Aye.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Yes.
Okay, it's unanimous.
All right, the rules are approved. And our final agenda item is 2-22, an order setting the dates of the regular meetings of the City Council for the year 2022.
Move to approve the dates as proposed.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve the proposed calendar. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any in opposition? It is unanimous, and that concludes our agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and second to adjourn. If there is no objection, we are adjourned.